Welcome to MD. In this video, we will learn how to memorize the multiplication table. This is the multiplication table from 1 to 10. So for example, if you want to find out 7 times 6, so you go 7 and 6, that's 42. 4 times 8, that's 32. Now we see this is symmetrical, so 4 times 8, 8 times 4, it's the same. That means if you already memorize half of this upper number, then you can find the other numbers, because the order of numbers in multiplication doesn't matter. I will show you later that you don't actually need to memorize all the 100 numbers here, but there is only very few numbers that you need to memorize if you have to. To start making the table, you can start by doing counting like this. Counting by 2, for example, is 2, 4, 8, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on. Similarly, counting by 3, you start with 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. So all the tables can be created. Counting by 1, counting by 2, counting by 3, by 4, by 5, 6, 7, and so on until counting by 10. Okay, let's take some notes. We know that multiplication by 1 is easy, so we don't really need to memorize this. And because order of numbers doesn't matter, we can only memorize half of it. And also multiplication by 10, that's also easy. It's just adding a 0 in the end. 3 times 10 is 30, and so on. Multiplication by 5 is also easy, and so is multiplication by 2. So we can really remove this from our list of numbers to memorize. So remove 1, 2, and 10. Because the order doesn't matter, we can really focus just on these numbers. And I will show you later that even this number on the diagonal, the square numbers, they are easy to memorize. And also the multiplication by 9, there is a nice pattern. Square numbers. A square number is a number that is multiplication of same numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25. These numbers are easy to remember. And also multiplication by 9, there is a nice pattern here. The sum of the digits is always 9. 2 times 9, that's 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. 3 times 9, 27. 2 plus 7 is 9, and so on. So you have to see this pattern. The sum of the digits is always the same, which is 9. Some students memorize better with fingers, like this. So you have your 10 fingers and you fold the fingers indicating multiplication by 9. So multiplication of 9 by 3, you fold your third finger here. So you see on the left there are 2 fingers, on the right there are 7 fingers, so it's 27. Another example, 8 times 9, so you fold your 8th finger, so you have 7 on the left, 2 on the right. 8 times 9 is 72. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We don't have to memorize multiplication by 1, we don't have to memorize multiplication by 2, multiplication by 10, multiplication by 5. So we are left with all these numbers. These are all the numbers that you really need to memorize. And in the previous slides, you see that even square numbers, they are not so hard. So you will eventually memorize this. And there is a nice pattern of multiplication of 9, so you don't really have to memorize this. So in the end, there is only very few numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 numbers that you really need to memorize. Multiplication by 1, done. Multiplication by 2, done. Multiplication by 5, done. Multiplication by 10, done. The square numbers, done. Multiplication by 9, done. So you are left with all these numbers. So you can practice. Just do something like this. Then if you make mistake, then you try to look up again. And if you're correct, you can move on to the next number and repeat this a few times. And before you realize it, you will already master your multiplication table. So you can do this maybe less than a few days. It could be 1 or 2 days. That's all I have to say now. Thanks for watching. Bye.